as we hit the halfway point of the year. Now is the time, India, now is the time to pause, reflect, and recharge. Why wait until December to make meaningful changes when you can reset your goals and your mindset today?
So joining us now is internationally acclaimed psychic therapist and spiritual teacher, Vincent. He is here to share how a mid-year check-in can help you realign emotionally, energetically, and spiritually so you can finish the year strong and on purpose. So thank you so much, Vincent, for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about all the information and how that we can reset, because, you know, even though we're halfway through the year, we've been dealing with a lot.
People are so funny because they procrastinate everything, right? Including their goals, right? But this is the reason why I always say about mid-year, around this time, pay attention, look and assess. What have you done? What haven't you done that you wanted to do? And also praise yourself for the things that you've gotten done, that you've achieved. But now is the time to look, because in mid-year, you still have time to get those things done. So what you want to do at this point is turbocharge your energy, turbocharge your intention, and really sit there and go, you know what? I really wanted to get that book done now. You know what? I really wanted to look for a new job this year, and go and do it. Motivate yourself. We're not always motivated. You know what I mean, India? We're not always motivated, right, Jim?
No, you're right. And you know, by this time of year, a lot of us are pretty run down because it's been such a busy time here, because we've gotten into the summer, we've done the vacations, we've done all of that right there. So you're right, this is a perfect time to kind of reassess and readjust and then plow forward as we head into the new year, because there are a lot of pitfalls of the year-end assessment, right?
There have been several of those, and a lot of things, not just in our lives, but all around us, and we get affected by that. And you know what? Every time I take a vacation, I need a vacation from the vacation.
Yep.
And so that's what you need to do. No matter what it is, stop. You can stop. You stop midday. Sometimes even people out there, I always advise taking a nap midday. Just stop yourself to recharge your energy. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to recharge your battery. Right? That's what we have to do with everything in our lives, so that way we don't run out of fuel. And if you take the time, just take the time. It's a matter of focus. When our focus goes in all different directions with everything that's going on, we become drained. Wherever focus is, energy goes. Just remember that. Wherever focus is, energy goes. So if you're focusing on a whole bunch of different things that already happened, right? Your energy is being diluted. It's not being strong. So you stop. A lot of times we have people that do meditation, or they'll sit there and maybe do some journaling, or just a thought process. Sit and put those headphones on and listen to some incredible music that really centers you. And take the time now to do that. Then go back, when you put yourself in that wonderful frame of mind, then go back and think of the things that you would like to get done. And you know what? A lot of times what happens is we turn around and we say, oh, you know what? I thought I wanted to do this year, but I don't want to do it this year. I'm going to hold off and do it next year. That's the other reason why you want to stop mid-year and assess, because there may be some things on your list or what you plan on doing that you no longer want to do or need to do right now. And the more you can take off that list, the better it's going to be for you, and learn to live spontaneously. We don't want to get to the end of the year and look back and be so disappointed because we didn't accomplish anything we wanted to accomplish. That's the worst thing to do, especially at the end of the year. You want to begin the new year on a positive, on an upswing, right? That's what increases our energy and our achievements.
So Vincent, I've also noticed on social media there has been this trend of like a color walk. Now, do you suggest something like a color walk for folks who are trying to reset and refocus themselves again, because it allows you to sit and focus on a specific color and then you find it on your walk?
You absolutely did. There are so many different modalities and techniques that help people. Whatever floats your boat, whatever allows you to get done what you want to get done. Like I said, meditation and journaling is for some people. Color focus, that's a wonderful idea, or anything. I happen to like music a lot. Yes. When I really want to relax and start assessing my life, and just in general, I will listen to certain songs that immediately put me in that place. So whatever puts you in, we call it centering. And it's centering because it's heart focused. You want to focus on your heart. You want to focus on a color that brings you some energy and some spark or some calmness and harmony within you. You always want to do something that balances your energy. We got to remember we're energies and we're sparking all over the place. But this brain is what controls that energy. The thoughts control your energy. So color walk, yeah, that sounds great.
Whatever you can do to kind of focus. That's a great idea. You know, Indy and I started a couple of years ago. We started doing those micro resolutions starting in January. We would pull them out of a cup and we would pick one resolution per month and we would try to do that. That's in lines with what you're talking about here, taking it a little easier, a little shorter, and not making a big focus on multiple things all at once, right?
Yes, absolutely. But I'm going to help you a little bit more with that, Jim. I want this year for you to change that word resolution. Resolution means to be resolute, to be intense. I'm going to get it done. And the only reason why we set resolutions is because of the failures we had the previous year. So it is not based on a positive foundation. It's more based on a negative foundation, what you didn't do. So I'm going to change the word to intentions. My intention this year is, my focus this year, anything other than resolution, the word resolution. Because just so that you know, in 3 months, 90% of all resolutions made, and this is from all over the world, fail. Because it's always made on a negative foundation. Oh, you know what? I didn't lose weight last year. I want to lose weight this year for sure. Oh, you know what? I didn't exercise last year. I'm going to set my goal for exercising this year. It's always wind up being something that you didn't get done, that you want to get done. But an intention can come from something positive. You know what? I felt so good when I went to the gym and I was working out. Oh, I want to feel even better this year. So I'm going to do more of that. And you know what? I feel really good and healthy when this extra pounds are off of me and I'm eating properly. I'm going to really be eating properly this year. I'm feeling really good about that. Always come from a positive place rather than a negative place. That's why I like the word intention rather than resolution.
I like that.
I love the word intention as well. So my question is, Vincent, let's say someone is in the midst of depression. How can they get themselves out? Because self-motivating and self-motivation is hard when you're by yourself. Let's say you're a single person, you live at home alone, and you're in a rut. But it's that coming over the hump, that initial push that is so difficult for folks. How can they find a way to even just get over that initial hump?
All right. Well, you know I have a psychotherapy background, right? So I have that. That's why I call myself a psychic therapist. If you have depression, you definitely need to reach out. You need to reach out to find that someone to talk with, whether it's professionally or whether it's somebody that you can trust. Being alone with those thoughts over and over again, you ruminate, which is what keeps you in a depressive spiral. And I even recommend, if necessary, to start with, go see a doctor to be able to prescribe you an antidepressant. And the reason for the antidepressant is, no, I don't push drugs or anything like that, but it helps to break the spiral so you can do the positive work now. Somebody who's walking with depression, especially major depression, depression cannot see anything that's positive. So it's very difficult for them to stop their thoughts that spiral them down into a further depression. So always reaching out, finding that someone who believes in you, being able to trust and share. That is why most people become depressed. And that's what my book, The Secret That's Holding You Back, is all about. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't think you're worthy, if you don't think you're good enough, if you don't think you're lovable, you're going to fall into that depression. So you need the help to get out of that, and then do positive work. Take positive steps. Read a book that's going to make you feel good about yourself. Watch a movie, take a lecture, go to a spiritual center or any place that pulls you and brings you up and lets you realize that you are still a magnificent being no matter the circumstances in your life. You cannot change your internal divinity and magnificence. You can only suppress it. So you just need to do the things to remove that suppression on the top, and the real you comes to the surface. And if you need help with that, reach out. A spiritual pastor, anybody, reach out. A lot of people come to me for readings for that reason, as a matter of fact. They are in a state of depression, and they're looking for hope. And so I help them with that.
Vincent, does that also apply for pessimists as well?
Oh, pessimist. I got to tell you something about a pessimist. There's no such thing as a pessimist or somebody who is agnostic or an atheist. It's just that they don't like what they have heard. Okay. So they've become negative. But yes, a negative person, the opposite of negative is positive. So all you have to do is flip them to the positive side. Or as George Lucas said, go from the dark side to the light, right? And so you can do that work if you find the right material that helps to switch you from pessimism to optimism. Oh, and by the way, just so that you know, this theory about the glass half empty or half full, that's not a way to tell whether you're optimistic or pessimistic. The way to tell if you're truly optimistic is by saying, oh, look, I got a glass of water. Wow. That's optimism. Saying whether it's half full or half empty, that means you're noticing something less about that glass of water. You go over in some of the third world nations and you give them a half a glass of water, they're going to see that as being extremely positive, right? So it's the way we look at the world is more important is the way we look at ourselves. That will determine how we look at the world, India.
Perception.
Wow,
Give it to us.
That is
he
fantastic,
is preaching
Vincent.
Today.
All right, Vincent, we're about to close out, but when you go on tour and you're back around, we want you to come to Lexington.
Please.
We want you in studio. So would you please try to make that happen?
Absolutely. I would love that. We'll make that trip happen because I want to go over there to Lexington. We've always wanted to visit Lexington. So I'll be there sooner than you think.
All right. Let us know. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you very much.